Good morning. It's Saturday. Today is the 29th of February 2020. It is now 11:38, and I am sitting here about to turn the car on instead of running that. I just had a nice morning. I want to talk about giving back. I was actually out early this morning. I had a little ticket there for a free sausage biscuit, and I don't eat pork. And I was like, well, you know what? I want to give this to somebody. I want to sow this into someone's life. So I took that. I made a purchase. I had some food, ate my food, and I was driving around and just asking the Lord to show me who to give it to. And I ended up giving it to a young man, pretty young. At the location where I went, there were several people there who had certain needs. I don't want to disclose certain details just for the sake of keeping in mind that this is not about giving those kinds of details. I just want to share the concept. But there are several people in this particular place who have needs. It's a homeless shelter. And growing up, I never thought I'd be the kind of person who would feel comfortable walking up to a total stranger and trying to give something to them or talk to them or pray for them or make conversation with them. But I felt at home with them, not because I'm experiencing what they're experiencing, but because I just felt the love in my heart and wanted to share that love with them. And it was just an awesome experience. My mother crochets. She did not make this particular scarf, but I know if you've watched other videos of mine, you've seen that tannish beige kind of, not beige, it's like a tan colored hat, little flip on the side. It is a scarf that matches. She made that. She also made these, I don't know what to call it. It's like a hat and a scarf in one. And, for the cold season, she made those. And a few weeks ago, that was the time when she actually gave them to me to hand them out. And the way things played out, I wasn't able to give them out at that time. So today was the day that I gave them out. And I didn't have anything to do with making the hat scarf combo or the Bibles that she keeps in the car. But I'm going to tell you the joy that I felt from giving those things to those people that I saw today, the joy that I felt from it, I can't put it in words. As I was leaving that place, one of the ladies, because I had two of those little hat scarf combos, they're pink. And as I was leaving that place, one of the ladies was actually sitting on the curb with a man. They were just kind of making small talk and smoking their cigarettes. She put it on her head. And she was, you know how it is when you go in the store and you try something on and you're touching it and you're looking at it and you're loving it and you're smiling. She was having that kind of experience. And just watching her express that, it just did something for me. I don't know where you are in your life with that sort of outreach, with that sort of giving back. You may not be in the position that you want to be in, but there's always something you can give. Even if it's something from someone else. I gave out things that my mother spent money for, that my mother spent time making, but those things have been made available to people who need them. And so, since that's my understanding of these items, I was free to disperse them and give them out. But I'm going to tell you, it was just so liberating. It gave me a sense of peace. Sometimes in life, we get stuck in a place of self-centeredness. We get stuck in a place of focusing on our current situations and circumstances. And we forget about the very joy that I'm describing, the joy that comes from giving to other people, the joy that comes from stepping outside of your comfort zone and availing yourself for God to use you to minister life to somebody, to speak words of encouragement to someone, to pray for someone. I feel so satisfied and gratified. And then I stopped just now. I stopped in this store that's right down the street from where I am. And I've never gone into this place before. It's over here on Market Street. And it's an organic place. They sell things for people who are, into gardening and that sort of thing. I'm not into gardening, but I enjoy the fruit of the ground. I enjoy vegetation that comes from the ground. One thing I love, if you've never had it homegrown, you got to try it, is elephant garlic. OM goodness. If you ever use elephant garlic to make any Italian food, I promise you, you will never want to use a different kind of garlic. And even though I have to use different garlic because I don't have that garlic available all the time, that elephant garlic is delicious. But anyway, I'm mentioning this because when I walked in there was not a customer in sight. It was just the owner of the business. And when I looked up, I saw this cute little dog. It wasn't a little dog, but it was a cute dog. It looked like a mix of a golden retriever and some other breed. I'm not knowledgeable about dogs, but this dog was just beautiful. It had such beautiful coat and then the beautiful eyes, the kind of hazel eyes that matched. And the dog just had this sweet disposition. And her name is Ruby. That's my birthstone. That dog was just so delightful. And I would have probably walked out of that store a lot sooner than I did if that dog hadn't been there. That dog just gave me life today. That dog made me smile. Ruby was just sweet as she could be. She was standing behind the counter with the owner. And she was just standing there, just looking at me. And then she put her paws up on the counter and she stuck her paw out as if to shake my hand to say, nice to meet you. Just such a delight. Just such a delight. That just made my day. And then when I walked around a little bit. When I was leaving, she had already gone back down and kind of laid underneath the back of the register where the owner was standing. But I could see her from where I was. And she looked up at me and I said, I'm saying goodbye to now, Ruby. I'll see you later. And she came out and she just, you know how dogs do. They like to lick on you. I don't mind a dog licking on my hand, but when she got up and tried to lick my face, I just had to stop her because I don't mind the hand kisses. I can wash my hands. Dogs don't lick this face. I don't believe in it. But she was so sweet. She was so cute. Ruby, this is me just sharing with you my little experiences that I have. And sometimes it's about the little things, I've been listening in the morning a lot in my room, just listening to the sounds of birds chirping. I've always enjoyed that. The sound of birds chirping, the sound of water running. And I run the air purifier in my room at night. So it makes a certain sound. And it's the equivalent of like what they call black noise or white noise. Like if you live near a highway, you'll hear that noise. It's like a hush, like a shh kind of sound. That's the sound of the traffic going by on the highway. It kind of resembles that sound. But when that air purifier is on, I don't hear the birds chirping as easily. And this morning when I got up, I heard the birds distinctly, so I decided to turn it off so I could hear them more clearly. And it was very early. The sun wasn't even up yet. But I turned it off and I just sat there and I listened. And I'm going to tell you that just the way that I described that I feel when I sit in the sun like I am now, that warmth on the inside, the way it just gives me life, that's how I feel when I hear birds chirping. I just stop and just listen. What a refreshing experience. It's almost like when you're parched and you have that nice, tall, cold glass of water to drink. You could say lemonade, but lemonade doesn't quench your thirst the way water will. But that's what those experiences felt like to me today. Going to that homeless shelter, seeing that dog Ruby at the place right down the street, and then hearing the birds chirping this morning, and then now sitting here with the sun shining on my face. Oh, it's just wonderful. Yeah, so I don't know what kind of outreach you give And you may not feel comfortable doing that. But like I said earlier in this video, I never thought when I was growing up that I'd be the kind of person who'd be comfortable doing something like this. And yet I felt at home with those people, and I could feel their hearts. Sometimes we have biases or prejudices or preconceived notions and ideas about certain kinds of people, the way they look, the way they live, whatever circumstance they're in. And I mean, I've been guilty of that. I'm human and I'm a work in progress. But I felt a level of comfort around them that I never thought I would feel. And I dare say, if you start stepping out of your comfort zone and just reach out to people around you, you'd be surprised what's in you. I never thought I was that kind of person. I always described myself as an introvert. Always had a love for music and singing and artsy things, artsy craftsy type things. I have a very creative mind. Oh, there's a guy walking by here with some blue hair, and I love it. Oh my. He's got blue and turquoise hair. It's like royal blue up here, then turquoise in the back. Sidebar. But anyway, when you start stepping out of your comfort zone and letting God use you, just avail yourself to him, you'd be surprised what God will do through you. You'd be surprised. And take baby steps, you know. Maybe you wouldn't do something like what I did today. There was a time when I wouldn't have done something like what I did today, but through gradual steps of obedience and trust and willingness to be vulnerable in certain circumstances, God has stretched and grown me to the point where I'm comfortable doing this sort of thing. And you know, as a Christian, we are all called to the ministry of reconciliation. And you may not be talking to people who don't know God. Maybe the ones that you're talking to know God already. Start somewhere. Start somewhere. You know, we have to work the works of him that sent us while it's day, because night is coming when no man can work. Plain English, the end of the world hasn't come yet. We still have breath in our bodies and the ability to let God use us. But there's going to come a time when we're no longer here. The Lord may call us home before the end of the world comes, or the world may come to an end while we're still living in it. And that's when no man can work. That's when the veil's been brought down permanently and nobody will have the opportunity to be reconciled to God. That time is coming. That time is coming. So don't let those opportunities pass you by. Don't let them pass you by. Just let God use you. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. And yes, you'll make mistakes, and maybe you'll fumble over your words, and maybe you won't know what to say. Maybe you'll feel awkward. But I dare say, if you just let the Lord know that you're willing for him to use you, he will give you a comfort and a peace in having those kind of exchanges. And what will take over is your heart. Your heart is the house of your sincerity. It's the house of your love. It's the house of the things you've experienced and how you've grown from those things. When you speak from that place, you'll forget about the fact that it's a total, complete stranger that you're talking to. You'll forget about the fact that normally you're an introvert, and you'll just get so caught up in sharing from a place of sincerity. You won't have time to think about all those things and other factors that maybe on this side of it have kept you from availing yourself to the use of the Holy Spirit. So that's my video for today. Happy Saturday to you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And love yourself. Love God. Love people. Be sweet. Be sincere. Be sober and vigilant. Be alert. But don't walk in fear. God didn't give us a spirit of fear. He's given us power, love, and a sound mind. And remember that with man, things are impossible, but with God, nothing is impossible. If God put a dream in your heart, then he's able to bring it to pass. You just have to do your part. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. God gave you the dream. Write the vision. Make it plain. Follow his instructions and trust him. All right, I'm going to go now. I'm going to keep sitting in the sun a little bit. And I've got some other things to take care of, but hope you all have a great day. And y'all, I got to find me some elephant garlic. Because, man, listen, the man at that store explained to me how to plant it. I'm not a gardener, but I'm gonna figure this thing out because I got to get me some elephant garlic for some Italian food. It's going to be delicious. Make your breath stink, but it tastes good. All right, that's it. Have a great day. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.